What is a two Scary Probably Black from Villains? Here we're going to be doing the first part of our NBA 2K mode wishlist. So in this video, we're basically going over things to add. But before we get into the video, big shout out to Rocket Warrior for hooking it up with the thumbnail. I tried making that thumbnail. It was super hard. It took me like hours. He did it like a couple of minutes. But yeah, shout out to him. Here's his YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the description. And then here he is on 2K mode. So you go ahead, follow him, and then drop a subscribe on his channel. So yeah, shout out to Rocket Warrior for making the thumbnail. And then let's get back to the video that like 2K Mobile can add to the game to make it a lot better. So yeah, this is going to be like a 3-part series. So the first part is going to be things to add, which is going to be this today. And then the next part, which is going to be gameplay, which is going to be next week. And then the last part is going to be the community things to add. So drop anything you want them to add to the game that's not already in the game in the comments below. And then if you, for gameplay stuff, you're going to do that next week. And then on the what's the name? On the third week, on the third part, we're going to wrap it all up with the things the community wants. And then yeah. So yeah, starting off, things to add, an increased stamina bar. If you guys don't know, the stamina bar right here is only 3 hours. So you can basically have your full stamina, right? So your full stamina is going to, if your stamina is completely at 0, it's going to take it 3 hours to completely refill to 40, which is kind of wild because obviously like people can't get on the game. Like it's not realistic for most of the gaming, other people who play this game to get on the game every single 3 hours, which like it doesn't make sense to me. So they could just like extend that to like maybe like 6 hours, because maybe I want to say 8 hours, but I don't know how they're going to do that with the what's the name. They also need to do it with the event energy. So I want them to increase this energy to 8 hours, and then maybe increase the event energy, like for particularly for Gauntlet and Fantasy Finals, to another 6 hours. So this whole bar to refill from 0 to 40, that's going to take 8 hours, and then for the event energy bar to refill from 0 to 8 or 0 to 12, if they want to increase it like that, that's going to take a whole 6 hours. So yeah, that's basically what they should do for that. I don't really think that's that hard to explain. Very simple. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So basically for the next thing is basically a leveling type system. So I'm not sure how they really want to do this. So they could do a leveling type system where you start off like slow. Let's say like you start the season like you're level 1, right? And then you just keep on going up in levels, and then for like every single level you get a better reward. And then for the other thing, what they can do is they can have like a weekly or a monthly, however, whatever time period they want for a leveling system. So basically, if you every single game you get XP. Basically, right now the only XP you get from every single game is just the game points or the gear points, which basically is just for upgrading gear. That's the only really XP system they have. They have these achievements, if you see over here, but they don't actually do anything. There's achievements that you get. So yeah, I think that what they can do next season is have a whole leveling reward. Whether they want to do like a live pass thing like NBA Live Mobile does, where every single month I think they get like a whole bunch of new cards, or they have like a whole leveling system where like every single time you complete a game, you get a certain amount of XP to complete that whole thing. So if you play like a head-to-head game, let's say it's like 1,000, or 1,000 isn't realistic, but let's say it's like 500,000. So every single head-to-head game, they might give you like 2,000. Every single head-to-head win would be 2,000. Head-to-head loss, maybe like 500. And then events, game 1, maybe like I don't know how much it would be. And then they'll give you, basically that's how it will work. Every single season game 1, they're going to give you a certain amount of XP. Every crew game 1, you're going to get a certain amount of XP, because the cruise thing is like really the only thing you can actually get XP in, which you don't really, it's not really that hard to get. But yeah, I feel like that's another thing they can add. Whether they do it like a live pass thing or they do it like a leveling system throughout the whole year, they can also add it to where it scales based on your rewards, like similar to like the event rewards. So basically, for the event reward, so if my power was like only 8,000, then Jeff Hornacek would be my highest reward instead of Ben Simmons. It'll be Marcus Smart, and then it'll be I think the amethyst is John Stockton. That's what people in Danny's comments were saying. So I think the amethyst is John Stockton. But yeah, they could do it like that. They could like have the rewards based on like the same as the event rewards we based on. They could do it like that. They could do a whole bunch of different things. Like they have like a whole leveling system. Because for me, I don't play season games like at this point, because honestly, like the best part of the game, one of the best parts of the game is just getting new seasons, just playing through the whole season. That's like one of the more challenging parts of the game, I guess, because your power is like a little bit lower. But yeah, there's not really any points in playing season game unless you're really trying to get gear upgrades. And yeah, it's basically only playing season, in my opinion. I can't really think of anything else. Maybe you just want to practice. But yeah, that's something they can add. They can definitely add. I guess the next thing they can add is probably like a practice mode where like you can just like practice players shooting. I know this is something that King James brought up in his video, but yeah, they could just have like a practice mode. So like if I want to try out because it's not the drills, is it a practice mode technically? You can replay the drills a whole bunch of times and get like the same stuff, or you can even like play cruise and try out some stuff that you want to try out. Like I was trying to learn the what's the name, the post hook in this cruise. So yeah, you can try out stuff in other modes, but there's not a mode particularly for practicing. So maybe if they just like have like a whole practice mode. To me, this isn't really a necessary ad, but it will be helpful because you don't want to just like try out stuff in a like game that actually matters. So you would probably just like want to try something out and something that's pretty chill. So yeah, that's probably something they could add as well. And then for the next thing that I had on the list, basically I want them to add 8 guys from each roster. So most of these teams here, they don't actually have, I don't think they have a full 5-man lineup for any team in the game that's like in the current NBA. So yeah, they need to add full 8 for my thing is 8 guys from each team. They actually have like pretty good face skins in this game. So I would hope like most stuff they could just import it from like an O2K or something. But I feel like they do need to add more event cards or more players in the game. And then the next thing to help that out would be a new event. So basically, this idea is basically, so we're already going to get another set of awards if they decide to add like a live pass thing. They decide to add like 11, so they could have both of them if they want to. But yeah, another thing where they could have a weekly type thing where it's like you just play like a whole bunch of games. Like if they don't like, because to replace seasons, because seasons right now you just play seasons to as I said, just get up to a season and then you just start simulating from there on. So what they can add is they can add a whole nother mode where like during the week you just play your games and then it's just like a event board. Like it's probably like more event rewards, but yeah, you just play like a whole game. You just get like collectibles maybe for like the current event. Maybe you get like, maybe they add like another what's the name, another reward. So usually for these 3-week events or for these 2-week events they have 3 rewards. Maybe they can add 4 rewards, so every event gives you 4 rewards. That's more cards they can add, so they don't have to add the repeat cards. It's all the time. Also, that's another reason they need to add 8 guys from each roster. I don't want to see like a billion LeBrons. Like every single thing there's a LeBron, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like we don't need to see that. They just add more cards or just use some other cards. They have like a lot of cards that they just like left behind. Like there's this Tim Hardaway down here that I've been wanting them to add back to the game that they just don't add. So maybe like another event type of thing would be able to do that for them, where you just get more cards. Like there's this Tim Hardaway right here that I really want to get. Has super good stats, but I can't get him. But yeah, that's basically, I think that they can do that. Have like a whole live pass thing and then have a whole nother type of event. So like kind of like the gauntlet. So like every single week, however they want to do it, they can add any type of thing they want. But you just play a set of games and then you just keep on playing. Like they did something like that with leagues. I don't know how leagues work. Last season I played leagues, but when I was playing NBA 2K Mobile in season 1, I didn't know how leagues worked because there wasn't that many people that did NBA 2K Mobile, and then like I didn't really look it up that much. I wasn't really that interested into it to look it up that much. But yeah, they could do something like that where they have like a whole bunch of, they maybe like it's like fantasy finals type difficulty. They don't really need to do that. I wish that they wouldn't do that, but they just add like basic teams. So like something like let's go over to the collection real quick, right? So they could add like the event theme. So if this is like the Steel Leaders theme, right? So like for the first game, they could add like, they could have Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Malone, and then the lowest center, which would be Andre Drummond. First game, that could be an easy game. You just play like the whole theme where of all the players, and they just fluctuate the lineups, and then at the end, you're playing against Russell Westbrook. Maybe you want to put Ben Simmons at small forward to make it be better, and like this type of event idea that I have. But yeah, for the last game, you're playing against Russell Westbrook, Drew Holiday, like Ben Simmons at small forward. They just put him at small forward. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how hard that would be, but and then Draymond Green at power forward, and then the closest center, which would be actually pretty low, which would be Hakeem Olajuwon. This team doesn't have a lot of centers, but I guess it would be more easier to look at from this team. So, but yeah, it's basically how they would do it. For like the last game, you just had this team. You just played through like the whole Steel Leaders theme, and then based off your top award means like those are like the highest award players that you're going to see. So if your top award is Pink Diamond, you're going to see a Ben Simmons in that type of event. But if your top award is like Diamond, then like the highest card you'll see is like Draymond Green, and then you'll see lower cards. But yeah, that's basically like the idea for that weekly type of event. I hope that they add something like that, because during the week, I guess it gets pretty dry. But like I guess there's like a Monday domination. There's Wednesday, and then you just have a whole nother event that's going on already. But yeah, I feel like that's something they could definitely add to make the game more interesting, make you want to play throughout the week. But yeah, next thing they can add is another currency. So basically what I want them to add is I want them to add both So by currency I mean like in-game currency. So basically for 2K on the console they have MT, which after every single game you get some MT. I don't feel like they need an auction house in. They just need to, they could do stuff like that. And basically with MT, they just have, for the 2K console game, they just have packs. And then on the right side of them, there's a coins value, and then there'll be a MT value. So basically you just play games, and after every single game you'll get some MT. I feel like that's something that could work really well in this game, because like people, I don't think like, let me know something. Do you guys buy these packs? I don't buy these packs. Like, these packs have like some pretty bad odds of getting top rewards. I guess that's something else they could just add like better rewards for these packs, but they should really just like add another way you can buy these. So like you can just have like, let's say if I wanted to buy this pack, right? I could spend like 1,500 coins, or I can spend like 5,000 in-game currency, whatever they want to have to add it. Where you get that from head to head, you got that from like completing your drills, get that from completing the crews. I guess that would make crews more useful. Get that from completing gauntlet games. They could also do some type of thing where you get it from completing the whatever it's called, the domination. They could add something like that. I'm not sure what they would add like that. They could put it on the leaderboard. Like if you reach higher on the leaderboard, you're gonna get more coins, or you get not more coins, because I guess you can't call it that. They call it something creative. I don't know. They could call it like MT if they want. So I don't really care. But yeah, they could do that. And maybe they could even do it for like buying cards. Like so. I guess this is like moving on to like the last thing. The last thing that I really want is for like an exchange type system, not a trading exchange type system, which I guess they can actually do, but it doesn't really make sense to me. So basically, the trading type system that you guys want to see is that like if I have Pink Diamond David Robinson, you can give me like bronze Joakim Noah, right? Let's go to bronze. Like bronze Joakim Noah, and then you're going to get David Robinson, which that system doesn't make sense to me at all. That's not a realistic type of system, particularly for a game that's trying to make some money. But yeah, what I think they should do instead is that give every card a certain value. So let's say David Robinson, right? Since David Robinson is a pack exclusive card, if we click on David Robinson, since David Robinson is a pack exclusive card, they could just make David Robinson a higher value. So they could just have David Robinson, like let's say David Robinson is like, let's say 2,000 value, right? David Robinson is 2,000 value. Let's say Russell Westbrook, since he's an event reward, since the event is still going on, that card is 2,000. That card is not 2,000 value, 4,000 value, because it's more. So I would have to give like either, and then let's say the base Pink Diamonds, depending on their power, is about like 1,000 value, depending on what level you have them at as well. So they just have like a value system for each card to make it make sense. So like for like a trading system to actually work, or they could just have like a set for the card, which I don't feel like you really need a trading system. So basically, that idea basically be like for let's say if I click on Russell Westbrook in the collections, right? So next to Russell Westbrook, if they could have like a crafting thing, right? So like usually let's go to a card that we can craft. So let's say they have boosters, right? Let's say next to create they have a crafting system. Basically you click craft, and then you turn in the card that you have for the card that you want in here. So also you can do this for like collectibles if you want. Like you could have like if let's say I didn't want to let's say I don't need an Andre Iguodala anymore. I can trade Andre Iguodala and all of these points that he has for like some 6-man players, which I can use to craft some of these players, because a lot of people aren't able to craft like these top cards. Like most people won't be able to craft Lonzo Ball, because I don't even think that's possible from getting it from the Gauntlet event. So that's something they can do to make it like a trade or exchange type system. Basically every single card has a value, and then you can trade it with cards from the collection, or you can trade with other people. It doesn't really make a difference how they do it. I'm just thinking that's something that they can actually do to make the game more interesting, I guess. All these things that are supposed to make the game more interesting. And then basically the last thing is that we need a new game mode for this. So I don't know what they can add. I don't really have any ideas. We can also do a part 4 to this series for ideas for like this type of event. Like they got like a new event they can add besides Gauntlet, Fantasy Finals, and Domination, because Domination, a lot of people don't like Domination. Actually, they can replace Domination if they want. People seem to like the Gauntlet, and then Fantasy Finals, I guess people are like indifferent about it. I don't really know, but yeah, they could add a new event. We probably need 4 events, because I feel like over the time the season it starts to get really repetitive. So I don't know, something they can add. I don't know if they're really going to do that, because I feel like these events probably take more time than like we actually like see how much time they take. They just like probably like get like a team and like, yo, we need a new event, like get on it. But I don't know if they're gonna really be up to doing that. But yeah, that's basically it. The last thing really was just make head-to-head packs more useful. So basically from like a head-to-head pack, my idea was from every gold pack you get like a 1% chance like of pulling like the Pink Diamond Russell Westbrook, depending on like what tier you are. So for the pack exclusive cards, the pack exclusive cards are going to be in head-to-head packs now. Basically, you get like a low chance, not a super high chance, but if you play a lot of head-to-head, you're probably going to eventually get them. throughout like the 2 weeks of playing this. But like, let's say, and like these cards are also in these packs, they have like a super low chance as well. So yeah, that's something they can do to make the game like make you want to play head to head. Because I feel like a lot of these teams playing head to head, probably part of the bot problem. One problem is like the people's connection. As you can see, my connection is like it's usually at this like 95 ping right here. But what they can do is just like add like something in head to head to make you want to play. Where like these packs are going to give you like a chance at back exclusive card, even though it might be like super low, that's fine. But they give you a chance at back exclusive card, and like during events, like you get a chance at getting like this Russell Westbrook. So people that don't spend money on packs, like this is gonna be like super low chance. Like you have like a 0.5% chance of pulling it from like a gold pack, a 1% chance of pulling from a super pack, and then like a low percent chance. It's just like it just scales like that basically. That's something they can add to make the cards like make the game less pay to win. I see like a lot of people say like this game is pay to win. I don't see how the game is pay to win really. Basically the only event that I see is pay to win really is Domination. But besides that, a lot of these events aren't really pay to win. So I guess that could like try to take away some of that like that pay to win stigma that people have about the game. So yeah, it's basically the last thing. Let me know in the comment section some other NBA 2K mobile things that they can add when it comes to like features and like not gameplay stuff, but like features they can add into the game that maybe they haven't seen before. Maybe you guys want them to add back like the 3 event cards. So basically before how I think it was is that every single week there was a new event. So there was Gauntlet every single week. There was Gauntlet, Domination, and Fantasy Finals. So all these cards weren't pack exclusive. And then yeah, basically how like let's say it's basically how these playoff theme were, and then the GOAT theme was. So there's something they can do as well, but it doesn't. I see why they took it away is because like the content drive is just like not enough. So I mean, that's something they can do. They can bring that back. I don't know how that would really work, but yeah, I guess if we know how it really works, they'll have like they'll be going through the same problem. But yeah, that's basically gonna be the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section some other stuff that you guys feel like they can add when it comes to the features and like day-to-day gameplay. But yeah, it's basically gonna be the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace out.